Ashtavakra Gita, Chapter 9, Indifference, the Art of Seeing Through the World's Game. 8 chapters have passed. The student has become the master. The seeker has become the found. Bondage and freedom have been seen through, 2 sides of the same illusion, both dissolving in the light of self-knowledge. But the sage has more to offer, not for Janaka, he is beyond needing, but for those who will come after, for seekers still caught in the web of likes and dislikes, attractions and aversions. Ashtavakra emerges from the mist. He moves like a figure from a dream, slow, deliberate, timeless.
You sit in silence, King. The mist rises around you. The world appears and disappears, and you remain.
I remain, not as Janaka, not as king, not as anything, just remain.
And yet, for those who do not yet remain, for those still tossed by the waves of like and dislike, attraction and aversion, there is a teaching to be given.
Speak then, Gurudev. Let the words flow for those who still need words.
Today, I will speak of indifference, not the indifference of coldness, but the indifference of one who has seen through the world's game, the indifference of the ocean to its waves, the indifference of the sky to its clouds.
The mist parts briefly, revealing the palace in the distance, busy, active, full of people pursuing their purposes. Then mist closes again, hiding it.
Let me begin with a series of questions that every seeker must ask. To whom do the conflicts of duties performed and not performed, and of the pairs of opposites belong? When do they cease? And for whom? Having thus fully inquired, through complete indifference to the world, become passionless and be devoted to renunciation.
To whom do these conflicts belong? This is the key, isn't it?
It is. All suffering begins with the assumption that there is a someone to whom suffering belongs.
Person carrying heavy burden. The burden is labeled my problems.
Before realization, I thought, I have duties, I have conflicts, I have successes and failures. The I was the center around which everything revolved.
And now?
Now I see. The I that claimed those duties was itself a thought, a wave in the ocean of consciousness. The conflicts belong to that thought wave, not to me.
So when you ask, to whom do these belong? What is the answer?
To no one. They belong to themselves. They arise and subside in consciousness, like bubbles in water. They have no owner.
And when do they cease?
They cease when the owner is seen through. When the I that claimed them dissolves, the conflicts dissolve with it. Not because they're destroyed, but because there's no one left to claim them.
Through the mist, glimpses of palace life, servants hurrying, ministers conferring, guards patrolling, all busy, all serious, all believing their activities matter absolutely.
Look at them, King. All those people, so busy, so important, so convinced that their duties matter.
Yes, each one thinks their work is essential. Each one believes their problems are real.
And yet, rare indeed, my son, is that blessed person whose passion for living, desire to enjoy, and hunger to learn and know have been extinguished by observing the ways of men.
By observing the ways of men, this is the simplest teaching, isn't it? Just watch.
the simplest and the hardest. Everyone watches, but few see.
A man running frantically, then collapsing from exhaustion. Another man watching calmly from a distance.
Before realization, I ran with them. I shared their passions, their desires, their hunger. I thought, if I achieve this, I'll be happy. If I gain that, I'll be complete.
And what did observation teach you?
I watched the old grow sick. I watched the successful fall. I watched the learned die confused. I watched the passionate burn out. And slowly, gradually, the truth became clear. None of it lasts. None of it satisfies. None of it is me.
This is the indifference that liberates. Not running away, just seeing clearly.
The mist clears enough to show 3 scenes: a man sick in bed, a family quarreling, a village flooded.
And when one sees clearly, what does one see? The man of wisdom becomes serene by realizing that this world indeed is transient, filthy, with the triple misery, worthless, contemptible, and as something to be rejected.
The triple misery, from the body, from other beings, from the cosmos itself, everywhere suffering.
Not pessimism, just realism. The body will sicken and die. Relationships will change and end. The cosmos will bring floods, earthquakes, storms. This is not negative thinking. This is fact.
And seeing this makes one serene?
Seeing this makes one realistic. And realism leads to serenity, because you stop expecting the world to be what it cannot be.
Person standing in rain without an umbrella, getting soaked and angry. Another person with umbrella, accepting the rain, staying dry.
Before realization, I expected the world to satisfy me. I was like a man expecting the ocean to be sweet water, always disappointed, always angry.
And now?
Now I know the ocean is salty. I don't demand sweetness. I accept it as it is. And in that acceptance, peace arises.
Sunrise and sunset, beautiful, inevitable, always paired.
Consider this question, King. What is that time, or that age, in which the pairs of opposites do not exist for man? He who, abjuring these, rests contented with what comes to him unasked, reaches perfection.
The pairs of opposites, pleasure and pain, gain and loss, praise and blame, heat and cold. Is there any time when they don't exist?
Never. As long as there is a body, there will be heat and cold. As long as there is a mind, there will be pleasure and pain. As long as there is society, there will be praise and blame.
So the goal is not to find a time without opposites. That's impossible.
The goal is to find the one who is not touched by opposites. The witness, the self.
Scale balancing. The pointer in the middle doesn't move with the pans.
The pointer doesn't choose between the pans. It just indicates, I am that pointer. Pleasure and pain rise and fall, but I remain, pointing, witnessing, unmoved.
Resting contented with what comes unasked. This is the sign. Not choosing, not rejecting, just accepting what life brings, knowing it's all just waves on the ocean.
Scholars arguing in the palace courtyard, different schools, different philosophies, all convinced they're right.
Look at them, King. The wise men of your court, debating the nature of reality.
Each one certain, each one contradicting the others. each one sure that his path is the only path.
And yet, where is that man who, having observed the diversities of opinions among the great seers, sages, and yogins, and thus becoming completely indifferent, does not attain tranquility?
When I was young, I studied all the systems. I learned the arguments of each school. I could debate for hours, defending one position, then another.
And what did that bring you?
Confusion. The more I knew, the less I was sure. Each teacher contradicted the last. Each text seemed to cancel the previous.
And then?
Then I became indifferent, not to truth, but to opinions about truth. I stopped caring which philosophy was right. I started looking within.
And when you looked within?
I found what no philosophy could give, the direct experience of my own self. And in that finding, all arguments ceased. Not because I had answers, but because the questions dissolved.
The scholars continue arguing, oblivious. Yanaka watches them with compassion.
This leads to an important question, King. Who is the true guru? He who apprehends the true nature of pure consciousness, by complete indifference to the world, by equanimity, and by logical reasoning, and thus saves himself from the round of birth and death. Is he not really the spiritual guide?
The true guru is not the one with the most arguments, the most followers, the most impressive lineage.
Then who?
The one who has seen, the one who has become indifferent to the world, not by suppression, but by understanding. The one who rests in equanimity, not as a practice, but as nature. The one who uses reasoning not to win debates, but to pierce illusions.
And such a one saves himself, and in saving himself, becomes a light for others.
Like a lamp doesn't try to give light, it just burns, and light happens. The true guru doesn't try to teach, he just is, and awakening happens.
A potter working with clay. The clay becomes a pot, then is crushed, becomes clay again.
Now a practical teaching, King, one that anyone can apply. Recognizing the modifications of the elements as nothing in reality, but the 5 elements themselves, you will at once be free from their bondage, and thus abide in your true nature.
The modifications of the elements. This body is made of earth, water, fire, air, space. These thoughts are modifications of those same elements in their subtle form.
And when you look closely, what do you find?
Only elements, only matter, only configurations of the 5 great forces.
Gold ornaments, bangles, necklaces, rings, all melting back into gold.
A gold ornament is nothing but gold. A clay pot is nothing but clay. A wave is nothing but water. The body-mind is nothing but the 5 elements, dancing.
And when you see this, really see it, what happens to attachment?
It dissolves. How can I be attached to a temporary configuration of elements? How can I fear for something that was never mine? The elements come together. They play. They separate. I am not in them. They are in me, like clouds in the sky.
A tree with massive roots. The roots are invisible, but the tree depends on them absolutely.
Now, King, the final verse of this chapter, the most important. Desires alone constitute the world. Therefore, you please renounce them all. The giving up of desires is the renunciation of the world. Now you may live anywhere you like.
Desires alone constitute the world. This is the deepest truth.
Explain it to me.
Before desire, there is no world. In deep sleep, desires are absent, and the world is absent. Not destroyed, just not experienced.
And when desire arises,
with the first desire, the world appears. Desire projects a world that might fulfill it. Thought builds upon thought, and soon there is an entire universe. People, places, problems, pleasures.
Dreamer in bed. A single thought creates an entire dream world.
It's like dreaming. A single thought, I want, and suddenly you're in a dream with landscapes and characters and stories. The whole dream world is made of that original desire.
So renouncing desires is renouncing the world.
Not by force, by understanding. When you see that the world is made of desire, desire loses its power. You don't fight desires. You see through them.
Now you may live anywhere you like. What does this mean?
It means freedom. When desires are seen through, place doesn't matter. Palace or forest, crowded city or lonely cave, all the same. The world no longer binds because you see it for what it is, a projection of desire, nothing more.
The scholars finish their debate and disperse. None has convinced the others. All remain as they were.
Look, King, they argued for hours. They quoted scriptures. They used logic. And in the end, nothing changed.
That is the nature of debate without realization. Words about truth are not truth itself.
And yet, for those who truly seek, these words we speak, this dialogue between us, can be a finger pointing.
A finger pointing at the moon, not the moon itself.
But a true finger, pointing truly. One who follows the direction may see the moon.
And when they see the moon, the finger is forgotten. The words are left behind. Only the seeing remains.
The mist has completely cleared. The garden is bright, clear, ordinary, and utterly perfect. Birds sing, leaves rustle, life flows effortlessly.
Janaka, we have spoken of indifference, of seeing through desires, of recognizing the world as mere modification of elements.
Yes, Gurudev.
And now, in this silence, what do you experience?
Not experience. Experience implies subject and object. Here there is only this, presence, awareness, being.
And the world?
The world is here, birds, trees, sky, you. But it's not separate. It's all arising in me, as me. Not me the person, me the awareness.
And desire?
Desire arises sometimes, like a bird flying through the sky. It comes, it goes. The sky doesn't hold it. I don't hold it.
This is the fruit of true indifference. Not coldness, freedom. Not detachment, clarity.
The sun has risen fully. The garden glows with golden light. Two figures sit beneath the banyan tree, not teacher and student anymore, but two expressions of the same awareness. Thus ends the 9th chapter of the Ashtavakra Gita. Indifference has been taught, not as coldness but as clarity, not as running away but as seeing through. The world is made of desire. See through desire, and the world loses its power to bind.
Desires alone constitute the world. Renounce them all, not by fighting, but by understanding. And then live anywhere, free. Palace or forest, the same. crowd or solitude, the same. Life or death, the same.
The one who has seen this is truly free, not free from the world, free in the world, like a lotus in water, touched but not wet, like the sky containing clouds, holding but not held.
Lotus flowers in the palace pond, water all around, but none touches the petals. The flowers open to the sun, perfect, pristine. Take a quiet moment and reflect. Right now, who is aware of these words? Who is aware of this moment? That awareness is your true nature. If this teaching resonated with you, consider supporting the channel by liking this video and subscribing for more explorations into advaita, meditation, and inner awakening. And in the comments below, share what insight touched you the most. Your reflections help this wisdom reach more seekers around the world. Thank you for watching. May peace, clarity, and awareness guide your path. Until the next video, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. End of Chapter 9.